But it's absolutely mad to think that this thing I'm currently stood in is thousands of years old.
Yeah, it's pretty disgusting out there today.
Hello, I am out on another adventure. This is a very last minute one. It's currently 6:10 in the evening. It's the summer solstice. I think it's today or maybe yesterday. I don't know. Anyway, it's nowish. Yeah, so it's 6:10. The weather's looking quite good, and I haven't really got much to do tomorrow morning, so I've quickly packed the bag. I'm currently sat in the drive-through queue at McDonald's to go and get some chicken selects and a McFlurry for dinner. And then the master plan is to kind of head up into the sort of western part of the Banner volcano, up onto the Mynydd Du, the Black Mountain, in the Brecon Beacon. So kind of head up into the mountain, try and do a bit of a tour and show you some really cool things along the way, and then I've got some bits of kit that I wanted to test out for an upcoming trip. So that's kind of the main reason of the trip, really. Is go and test out a few bits and pieces, and then yeah, that's kind of it. I was kind of hoping as well, it's been really nice lately, so I am sort of hoping there's a forecast for some fog and mist to be overnight, but I'm hoping it'll kind of convert into a bit of a temperature inversion. So I'm hopefully going to go and bivvy up on the high ground up on Van Brecaniog on the ridgeline there. So should get some really nice views, fingers crossed. Worst case it is foggy and cloudy and whatever, it doesn't make any difference, but fingers crossed we should be up above it, hopefully, maybe, we'll see. But yeah, that's kind of the plan. It's a bit rough and ready. I haven't got my normal bag because I was broken at the moment, so I've just stuffed things into another bag. I've got a little bit of food but not much, hence why I'm in the Mackey's queue. I'm currently trying to just hydrate myself because I've already been out for a paddle today, and I'm feeling a bit stiff from that, but yeah, we're good. Let's get McFlurry, get some chicken slacks, and then I'm going to get up and into the mountains. Oh, lovely. Alright, let's go. Just arrived, packed the car up, and I'm about to start making my way up there somewhere, up onto sort of the southern side of the Mynydd Du, the Black Mountains. Yeah, so it's going to go good. It's warm, but it is cooling down. It was 30 degrees when I left Cardiff. I think it's now sort of 24, 25. It's a nice warm breeze. I think once I get up onto the high ground, it'll cool off even more. Ah, nice. Let's get going. Ah, lovely. So, I've made my way up and out the valley down there. I've just left the main path over there. Something really cool I kind of want to show you over this way, or two really cool things, and then we're going to kind of loop back around over this. It's lovely evening. Sun's sort of still fairly high in the sky, so there's light for a few more hours. The wind's picking up, which is nice because it's not too hot, but also it'll keep any midges at bay. But these views are beautiful. Oh, we can start to see some really nice stuff. We've got Cribbarth Mountain over there. We've got... this is Penwyllt. And then over that side, that whole sort of mountain over there is completely hollow. It's a big cave system called Ogof Ffynnon Ddu. So it's one of the largest cave systems in Europe. I'll probably go for an exploring there at some point. What you can do is start right up on top of the mountain that runs all the way down to the bottom of the valley. I can't remember off the top of my head how big it is in total, but yeah, so we're going to go and do an exploring there at some point. I've done sections of it, but I've never linked the whole thing together in one day, so I think that's a plan, something on the cards for this year. But yeah, just cruising on through. What a lovely evening it is. Sun's still out, and it is, I don't know what time it is, I guess about 7:30. Oh, lovely. So, after a bit of hunting, I found it. This metal grated the hole in the floor. Took me a bit of time. This place, the bracken's grown so much and is so high since the last time I was here. You're like, even if you're, what am I now, 2-3 meters away from it, you just can't see it. So yeah, took a bit of hunting, but we've got you. This is what I wanted to bring you to, show you this thing. So, where can I get here? You can't see much. It does just look like a little hole in the floor with some rusty grate on it. But what that actually is the entrance to a cave. So this cave is called Pwll Dyfn. It means the deep pool. So it's a really, really cool cave. Very different for South Wales, other areas of the UK like Yorkshire and stuff. You know, this would be nothing sort of out of the ordinary, but for where we are here, it's very different. And the reason for that is it's what we call a vertical cave. So what it is it's a series of shafts that go down, and they go down, and they go down. So I think off the top of my head, it's just over 100 metres deep. So what you do is I've been in there once before. I've never been to the bottom, so that's another thing I'm probably going to try and get done this year at some point. I've been about 2/3 of the way down. But you go in, you literally squirm through that little hole a little bit, and then you just go straight into, I don't know what it is, 15, 20 metre abseil, and then you walk about 5-10 steps, and then you do another 20-30 metre abseil, and then you go a few more steps and do another one. I have got some videos somewhere from when the last trip I did, so I might try and add that in here somewhere. But yeah, and you just go down in these series of steps down to the bottom. But yeah, that was one thing I wanted to show you. It probably doesn't look like much, but yeah, it's very cool. And there's another thing I want to show you. It's probably two, maybe three more things I want to try and fit in this evening if the light holds. So I'm going to keep going now that way to find thing number 2. I don't know what you call it. Object site, point of interest number 2. That's it. That's what we'll call it. Point of interest number 2, and then we'll go into point of interest 3, maybe 4, maybe even 5 this evening. Oh, it depends on this light, but it is a gorgeous, lovely. Ah, lovely. So what this area is absolutely dotted with are these things down here. Oh no, how does it come out on the camera? So what it is what you'd call this big circular thing. It's called a shake hole or a sinkhole. So what happens here, because the bedrock's made of limestone, as the water flows through it, it carves a tunnel underground. And then what will happen eventually to that tunnel is that tunnel will just collapse and then leave these big holes in the ground like this. Hopefully you can see that. But yeah, you get all sorts of different size ones. They're just dotted all over here. They do look like bomb craters, but that's what they are, shake holes or sinkholes, depending on what you want to call them. And that is just due to the limestone, so that's why we have so many cave systems, like the giant one over there, the big hole in the floor over there that we've just seen. Yeah. So we're on to, yeah, this wasn't point of interest, but you know, we came across it, so I thought I'd show you. So it kind of feeds in, it links us between point of interest 1 and 2 very nicely. I think I've come a bit high to get on to point of interest number 2, but we will have a go. Hopefully you can hear this, because it is quite windy, and the sun and the wind are both coming from the same direction, so it's quite hard to either have the sun behind me, so I don't know if you can see me very well, or the microphone into the wind. But yeah, we'll see how this comes out. Traversing around here at the moment, this little path I'm following. Point of interest 2 is kind of just up there somewhere at the moment, so working my way over. It's very cool, this, some sort of old tramway or something that I'm kind of following. Every now and then you come across a section that's actually reasonably built up that you can find, and you'll even find every now and then little holes in the rock where there would have been some sort of tie down point for something, maybe. Yeah, very cool. But yeah, not far off point of interest 2. Oh, good God, I'm so excited. All right, I think this is it. Let's see. Point of interest number 2. Is this the one? Is this the one? Yeah, this is the one. All right, this is very cool. This is one of my favourite things in the area. All right, what we have here is a a humongous big sinkhole, shake hole. Yeah. And if we look carefully in the bottom of it, down in that corner, there's like a little circle. What that actually is a Bronze Age or Iron Age hut, which is very cool. So it's, you know, it's that 2,000 to 3,000 year old hut that was built in the bottom of this giant big sinkhole in the mountains. So you can work your way down to it. Oh God, it's pretty steep down here. It's big. So this is it. So this is all that's left of the main bit. So this would have been the entrance way in here. So you'd have come sort of in and out of this way. And then this, you can see those walls at the back going all the way around there. And then I think on the archaeological survey there's like a second bit of building in there somewhere. But it's absolutely mad to think that this thing I'm currently stood in is thousands of years old. So, you know, it's probably built down in this sinkhole. You know, it's real good protection. No one can really tell you here, like the walls of it. We're probably good 15, 20 metres down underneath sort of floor level. It's pretty big. So down here, you know, you could live, you're sheltered from the worst of the weather conditions. You know, you're tucked in out the way so no one can really see you. So if you're having a fire and cooking and that sort of thing, no one's going to be able to see you. Yeah, what a cool place. This is, to most people it doesn't mean, but I absolutely love that. I think it's like one of the coolest things ever. The fact it's still there, you can still see, like, look at that giant rock was moved 2,000 years ago. Same as that giant rock to form an entranceway into a building. And this thing's just been here for thousands of years. Oh, good God. Yeah, it's very spectacular. Might try and go and see another very old thing as well. Another point of interest that's literally just come to my mind now. Probably not today, probably tomorrow. But the weather has turned a little bit. It was very nice blue skies. It's now starting to get quite grey and it feels like it might rain a little bit. So I'm not sure how many points of interest we will fit in today. I have got wet weather gear, but I haven't got the best wet weather gear because it's like, oh yeah, weather's lovely. We'll push on. So if it does get very wet, we'll see how damp I get. Might need to be back here now tonight. Home from home. Cool. All right, on to what we know. Point of interest number 3. This is a bit more modern than what we've just seen. Quite a bit more modern than what we've just seen. I suppose the oldest thing we've seen is the cave system, because that'll be, that'll be tens of thousands of years old. That thing behind me is a couple of thousand years old, and this other third point of interest we're going to go and see, that's how old is that? Well, you're in there, yeah, a lot more modern. But yeah, we'll make our way there now. Definitely clouding up now. I'm not sure what time it is. How can I find out? There we go, 8:10. So it's definitely knocking on a bit now. It said, I think sunset was due about 9:30, but that mist and cloud that was forecast has come in. So yeah, I think it's just going to be a bit gloomy. Doesn't feel too wet, still feels quite humid, but that breeze is definitely quite nice, keeping me cool. I'm just hid behind this big boulder for now. Yeah, so I'm head that way. We'll definitely get point of interest 3, and probably, yeah, we'll definitely get point of interest 3 and point of interest 4 done, I reckon, in the next hour. And then I was planning to try and get up onto the high ground to bivvy overnight. So in the morning, if the mist did clear, it'd be absolutely stunning views. You know, it's one of the best places I've ever stayed, actually, is up there on one of these sorts of nights. But yeah, we'll kind of play it by ear and see how it goes. But yeah, just got a couple of Ks now, kind of just picking my way through bouldery, tussocky terrain. So yeah, it's going to be It's a bit of hard work, but shouldn't be too bad. This breezes keep me nice and cool though, so I'll let that sweat not get too sweaty. And then point of interest, should be able to have a bit of a swill in point of interest 4, and then point of interest 5. Yeah, I can probably sort something out there as well. So yeah, just going to kind of mooch this way. There's a bit of a vague path that I'm sort of following at the moment. I think this is taking me in the roughly right direction. Back to that old technique, orientation, location, direction of travel and story. So the story on this is I'm kind of slowly going uphill in this sort of direction, and then I'll be coming across a couple of little water courses before long, so, and some boggy terrain, so yeah, we'll see how it goes. Just come across this stuff. It's like a wild cotton grass. Get up here on the mountains. This stuff growing. Super soft. Grows in these like slightly boggy areas. So here you can kind of see it dotted around in this area, little clusters of it kind of all over the place, little clusters behind me. And it's on this kind of boggy terrain. It's not too boggy at the moment because it's been quite dry lately. But yeah, very cool. It's quite good, so when you spot it, especially if it has been a bit wet lately, it just gives you an idea of an area to avoid generally, just don't get your feet too wet. But we have found watercourse number 1, hence the bogginess. Pond number 1 ticked off. Gotta just sort of continue on that sort of direction now and pick up a bit of boggy terrain, and then another pond like this, and then we'll drop into point of interest number 3. Lovely, so we can get across here now without getting too wet. Ah, lovely. Yeah, so you can kind of see watercourse number 1. Oh, should I zoom in? Oh, look at that steady camera work. Oh, down there somewhere. It's there somewhere. And yeah, been following these faint little paths. So where these paths have been, you know, formed by sheep or people in the area, it's a pretty rugged area, a remote area out here. So you do see people around here, but not very often. And this is our second watercourse. You can see that cotton grass where it's growing around this little wet patch of land. Again, like some of the blooms on it are actually pretty big. What size of that thing? Just looks like sheep and cotton stuff. Yeah, lovely. So we're gonna head. Point of interest 3 is literally just over there now. So a few more minutes, and we'll be there. Oh. Just got to try and pick up little paths like this. You follow them for a little bit, and then you kind of sometimes need to hop off them because they start going off in a random direction. There we go. Point of interest number 3. So what this is the remains or the wreckage of a Canadian Wellington bomber that crashed here in 1944. So it was here doing some training in the Second World War. There was a crew, can't remember how, there's a crew of 6 or 7, oh you might say on this. A member of the crew of the Wellington bomber XF509. So it was a crew of 7 or 8 American I don't know what they'd be, American air crew on this. So it's yeah, in November, so it would have been 1944. So they'd have crashed here. There'd been a big fire, been up on the mountain here as well. So you can see all the aluminium fuselage. This is one of the wings here, so you can see where the engine would have been sat in this slot here. You can actually see, so what they did with these is there was some aluminium sheet and then some bitumen on them, so like a fabric. You used to be able to find them, you used to be able to see bits of it in the thing. There you go, bits of engine here. You know, there's apparently some wheels and stuff down the valley you can still find as well. So yeah, there's people come to visit. There's a memorial here to the air crew, and it has been visited by the family of some of the air crew that died here in 1944. So this is, you know, in the middle of a heat wave, and it's still pretty wild and bleak up here in November. You know, it would have been pretty wild. So this is point of interest 3. Point of interest 4 is over there somewhere. So, you know, we've been coming forward in time with these points of interest. We're going to go back in time with this next one. So it's down there somewhere. Oh, this cloud's really dropping in now. You can see it just getting blown through. I'm getting quite wet, so I'm going to start dropping down. I need to drop down to point of interest 4 anyway. But yeah, I'm going to drop a bit early, and then I'll probably have to do some additional ascent to get back to where I need to. But I'm just going to try and get out of the worst of this grim. I'm just, yeah, just don't want to get too wet today, you know. It's meant to be a bloody heat wave. It was 30 degrees in Cardiff. I'm still in shorts and t-shirt, or shorts and a shirt, but oh, it's horrible. Yes, that cloud. 30 bloody degrees in Cardiff. Shows you the difference though, doesn't it? Being up in the mountains, we're not even that high here, you know, we're probably only about 600 metres. This altitude, something like that. Maybe even a touch less than that. Yeah, not high at all. Oh, I've given in. Waterproof coats on. Oh, it does look like I'm dropping out of a bit though. I can start to see a bit more down there. But I'm just going to keep making my way down, drop down the hill, and then kind of follow. There's a little valley there, river valley there, that I'm going to follow up to point of interest 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, yeah. Point of interest 4. And then I reckon we'll get a point of interest 5 in. I'm not quite sure where I'm going to stay yet. I was planning on staying up towards the mountain a bit more, but if the weather's going to stay like this, I might just stay a bit lower down and hunker down. I might hunker down at point of interest 4. I don't know. It's yeah, ticking on a little bit. Not super late. I think it's just gone 9 o'clock. Oh, 10 to 9. There we go. So I made some good distance. Yeah, 10 to 9. So still got plenty of light at the moment. Definitely can get point of interest 4 and 5 done, and then I'll need to start thinking about somewhere to stay. Got a little bit of food with me that I might have this evening, and then I got breakfast with me. Because of the late start, I was a bit like, didn't need to bring much. I do need to find a way down here. Is it grass bank? Yeah, grass bank. Lovely. Yeah, so just cruising on, try not to get too wet. My feet are getting wet, which is one thing I was hoping to avoid, because I did only bring one pair of socks. Worst case, I'm kind of wear them overnight, and then I'll probably dry them out ready for tomorrow. It's not due to be cold tonight, but just maybe a bit, feels like it might be a bit damp. Lovely. Ooh. Oh, God. Lovely. Point of interest number 4. This is it here. So this is the Guiedd River, comes down, and then what normally happens when the river's flowing, which is most of the time, it flows down and disappears into these cracks in the floor here. So this area is called Cinque Guiedd. So the Guiedd River disappears down underground. This is normally, yeah, some sort of stream here disappearing underground, but it has been so dry at the moment. I was kind of hoping there would be some water, because I was hoping to fill up from the river. It might have disappeared underground a little bit higher up, like sort of sunken in through, because all of this sandstone on the floor here has been washed out of the mountain. So it might just be sat underneath this at the moment. So I'm going to follow this up to point of interest number 5. But I have got my eyes open now for somewhere to stay. I think I'm going to stay in this, you can see this like little river valley where it's been carved. So I'm probably going to stay in this valley somewhere, whether it's a bit higher up where I can find some water, or down this way. We shall see. Oh, you can see where the water course has started carving a new way. So this is an additional Syncagiedd. Oh, this is quite a Syncagiedd. We're disappearing down underground there somewhere. So what we've actually got, you can see it really well. You can see the bedding of the rocks, the limestone bands of rock going that way. And what the water's doing is find a way in and through those bands of rock. And then it travels however far underground and then pops back out a bit further down. So there we go. Syncagiedd, point of interest number 4. I'm going to go and find point of interest number 5, which is, I don't know, it's just something about the name that's interesting there. I don't know it for a fact, but we'll go and find them and I'll have a chat about it. But this is very cool. It's been a long time since I've been here and it's been completely empty. I've not been here for quite a while, but yeah, it's very cool. Oh, this is very cool. So, the River Giedd is this little stream coming down here, and it's actually dropping down underground down there. And then what I've just spotted is South Wales Caving Club. So they're based at that Penwith, at that place I showed you earlier. They've actually doing a dig into Ogof Giedd. So you can see all the scaffolding and the buckets. So they're down there digging, looking for passageways, trying to work out how to, if it links through to anywhere. Oh, it's good. We've got some water though, because that was I'm running out of water. And I was planning on filling up here, but yeah. So what's happened since it's been quite a while since I was here last, but this sinkhole here has opened up, that I'm currently stood on, and the river's diverting itself down there as opposed to when it used to flow down there. It would still flow down that way in high flows. You can still see the water worn the carving. That's very cool. Sweet. Alright, so we're going to follow this now to point of interest number 5. Cool. Lovely. Point of interest number 5. This is called Pwll y Cig. It means the pool of meat. So, there's another one there called Pwll y Cig. Oh, I don't know which one it is. There's another one of these just there. So Pwll y Cig, the pool of meat. So I know this was Drovers Roads going all the way over the mountains over towards the west coast of Wales over here at points. But I don't know. So Pwll y Cig, the pool of meat. What that means to me is whether you stayed in this area and would slaughter an animal in this area to eat on the journey, or whether, this is a very old name and they used to use it for, I don't know, dipping animals in or chasing animals in to drown. I don't know. There's also a boggy patch there, so the type of grass that's growing there is this really reddy pink grass. So I don't know if that's something to do with it, but you'd have thought that would have been like, Pwll y Cig means the pool of meat, so it's got to be this. But yeah, if anyone knows, I'd be really interested. So this is my point of interest number 5. The plan for this evening was to sort of continue on up there, up onto the high ground and stay up there overnight. But with how damp it... Oh, I don't know, I'm 50-50 now. It's starting to clear up, so that's where we're getting our weather from the west. The wind's switching sort of west-southwesterly. It has been sort of easterly the last few days. Whether to stay low down here or risk it and get up high and hope for like a really nice sunrise. Ugh, choices. Because I did pass a really nice spot next to the river down there as well. Alright, I'm going to have a look at the map. If I've got enough signal, I'll have a look at the weather. Maybe try and make a judgment. But Pwll y Cig, yeah, pool of meat. What is that about? Yeah, I have no idea. I'd like to know though. But that's my thoughts. Something to do with killing or eating or, don't know. Cool. Alright, I'll come back to you in a second once I've got a plan. Ah, lovely. So I've got my camp set up here. So I've got my bivvy bag in there, little tarp, just airing my coat out. Got some food. I kind of pre-made there, a bit of couscous with some nuts and raisins and berries and stuff. And yeah, I'm all set up for the night. The cloud has kind of come back in again. It's pretty minging, but there's someone else camping there as well. Hopefully I haven't disturbed them too much. But yeah, I found this little area here. The wind's going to come sort of south-southwesterly, so it's going to kind of come over the top there. And that's why that back corner of my tarp's down. So any bad weather, hopefully, is just going to come over the top of me there. So yeah, set up for the night. I'm going to climb into bed, have some food, and go to sleep, I think, because I am quite tired now. 10:05. So yeah, good little day out so far.
Ah, lovely. Good morning. Yeah, it's pretty disgusting out there today. The visibility, or the clouds coming in and out, and it's a few little, quite heavy downpours of rain as well this morning. So I've just been taking my time. It's now 8:10, so I've had a bit of a lie-in, really. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do, I don't know, I'm just going to lay here and hang out for a little bit and listen to a bit more of a podcast, I think. I'm got my tarp up and I'm in my bivvy bag and it's all quite nice and cosy, really. Got my pillow, my orange pillow. Yeah, so I think I'm going to just chill here for a little bit longer. Might have some breakfast. My plan was to go up there, but it's so wet and minging, I think I might just make a runner that way, and it's probably only about 40 minutes and I could be back at the road that way. So I might go and do that. Yeah, but we'll see. I'll let you know once I've had a bit more of a relax. Lovely, up and going. Just let my breakfast sort of stew. I've got some oats with some what's that? Oats and protein shake or protein powder. This was my home for the evening. So yeah, it's alright, really. First time I've used this tarp. It is a very small tarp, but it actually worked quite well with the rain storms. Okay, I kind of just tuck myself down, and then I've got my little bivvy bag in there, and the rest of my bits kind of just together. So yeah, I'm just packing up. There's a farmer just collecting sheep that is behind me. I can just see two lights coming out of the mist and the murk off the mountain, and yeah, so he's busy doing that at the moment. Yeah, I'm not going to go up onto the hill. I can't be arsed going up in the rain. I've spent enough time on these mountains in the rain teaching, navigation and guiding groups that I don't feel like I need to do it today. So what I'm going to do is pick up the old Drovers Road or track, which is there, and then I'm just going to pop back over and drop back down into the valley, back to the car, and then yeah, and then back home. So yeah, just gonna pack my bits up and then I'm gonna get going. Oh, it's definitely very different weather today. I can't believe like 30 degrees yesterday. It's not cold today, but it's still, it's not warm. Yeah, mad. Anyway, yeah, back to it. Ah, lovely. Yeah, so just cruising along the old sort of Drovers Road here. It's pretty wild and rugged, this place. The clouds in, it's not super low, but it's still, visibility is probably about just over 100 metres really. But you can imagine disappearing off into that terrain if you didn't know how to navigate or didn't have the right equipment with you. No one would find you. I have, when I was younger, I came up and first started exploring the mountains around here when I was about 16, and there were a few occasions there where I got slightly misplaced, but I ended up popping out onto this path I'm on now. I was able to kind of follow this back home. But yeah, it's such a wild and rugged place. This road as well, so they used to use it for taking animals over to the west coast of Wales. So, they'd fatten up there. animals, I don't know whether it be sheep or goats or cows or whatever it was, and then they take them along this over to the west coast of Wales. And then there's a town on the west coast of Wales which is one of the first places that ever wrote a cheque, and that was for the drovers, so that they could, you know, if they were robbed on the way, you know, someone would take this cheque, but the cheque was worthless because, you know, it was just a representation of the money they had. So yeah, that was where some of the first checks were used, and it was just to avoid sort of bandits and getting robbed and stuff like that en route. So yeah, just cruising along. It's quite nice, really. Just chilling out. Seen some bilberries as well, some little wild blueberries. So I've had a few of them, and yeah, they keep ticking on.
Well, yeah, that ended quite similarly to the last trip like this. It's pretty wet outside now. It's raining quite heavily. So yeah, I just kind of nipped back to the car. I'm back in, got the heaters on. I'm gonna go to my mum for a cup of tea. She lives just down the road from here. So yeah, thanks for coming along on that one. A bit of a, yeah, it was quite nice getting out, testing some equipment. Might have a chat about some of the equipment I was trying out on this trip at some point. I don't know, I'll see. But yeah, cheers for that, and I'll see you again.